Hi, I'm Dr. Midashevsky, and I'm formally giving you my video to apply for actually two different positions. You can really choose what you have the greater need for. I am certified in both biology and chemistry in the state of Florida, but I actually have a PhD in psychology. So depending on your certification protocols and which you accept, I could be a good candidate actually for any of these positions. Right now I'm currently a college professor in the psychology department, but I have also been a biology and a chemistry instructor for the past 10 years in an online environment. So to tell you a little bit about my content knowledge, I thought I would go over something I would typically see perhaps in an AP Psych type of exam. And that might actually splash over, depending on the level, into biology as well. So for instance, let's talk about the lobes of the brain. So if we start in the back, we've got the occipital lobe, and then moving our way up, we've got the parietal lobe, which deals with the different parts of the brain that control somatosensory type of information like pain or sensing temperature differences. And then we move our way up to the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe deals with that auditory, what we hear type of information. And then moving further up to the frontal lobe, which is actually one of the most important ones. That's where all of our higher thought processes come into play. So the lobes of the brain is something that you see in actually a few different areas in terms of subject material, depending on the high school level of class. So just a little bit about chemistry, in case you are looking for some chemistry knowledge as well. So let's talk about combustion. Combustion reactions are fascinating. First things first, in a combustion reaction, you must have oxygen. Oxygen has to be one of your reactants. So a little trick that I usually use with students when they're talking about combustion reactions is if you don't have the oxygen, think about the word campfire, because a campfire is a type of combustion reaction. So they both start with C, and if you douse your campfire usually with water, all right, you are taking away the oxygen, thus stopping the combustion reaction. But that's a good way of telling, if we're looking at different types of chemical reactions, what would be a combustion reaction versus a different type of reaction. We also have the release of heat. Obviously, that's where combustion comes into play, and that's why when we have things like combustibles, that's where we get an explosion sometimes of heat if we have way too much combustion happening. So that's why we have to be very careful with combustibles. So that's a little bit about my subject knowledge. I would tell you I'm generally more energetic when I'm around the students. It's just kind of their energy. I just kind of feed off of it. But I look forward to speaking with you soon, and hope you liked my little demonstration here.